Tonight on Cougar News, with the recent earthquake in Nepal, how is California preparing for the big one?
Plus, former Olympic gold medalist has finally revealed his secret to the world.
Also, we'll take a look back at all of Santa Clarita sports. Cougar News starts now.
This is Cougar News.
Hello and welcome to Cougar News. I'm Reyna Harvey.
And I'm VaVerka. Here's the latest from the Cougar Newsroom.
An emergency community gathering took place Monday regarding the California high-speed rail. Austin Westfall has everything you need to know about the rail and its local impact.
The California high-speed rail is one of the largest public works projects in the world. The all-electric, zero-emission form of transportation poses an opportunity for quicker commutes, decongested freeways, and 450,000 new permanent jobs for Californians. When completed, the rail will stretch from Sacramento to San Diego, with 24 stops along the route. The California High-Speed Rail Authority is in charge of the project.
It's really a system to move people and goods for the future generations. We know that our highways are congested, and by 2050 we're going to have 50 million people in California, and we need to find a way to move people, and that's really what the purpose and the goal of the high-speed rail is, to move people up and down the state and hitting the major urban cities, Los Angeles and Bakersfield, Fresno, San Jose, and San Francisco.
Although there will be no station to drop off or pick up passengers in Santa Clarita, there is a possibility the train could still run close to home. The Rail Authority is currently looking at two different options for its local route. The first option would travel through Santa Clarita along the 14 freeway. Mayor Marcia McLean is not in favor of building the rail through her city.
It would be right next to an elementary school, a church, and it would take out homes in the Sand Canyon area.
The second local option would travel through the San Gabriel Mountains and would not affect Santa Clarita. This Monday, Mayor McLean led a community gathering so residents could discuss the issue.
Let's unite, I agree, and stop the destruction now.
There is no justice for the individuals or the community that this high-speed rail project decimates.
Stop the $68 billion crazy train now.
I think that the High-Speed Rail Authority of California should start listening and be aware of how many people are not in their corner from this little corner of the state down here.
What I would tell the people, the citizens of Santa Clarita and other communities that are very concerned about the project is, we have a process. It's an environmental process. It's very rigorous. We will study all of the potential impacts and really arrive at the alternative that is the best for everyone.
The CHSRA will decide whether they will operate through Santa Clarita by spring 2017. The high-speed rail trains are projected to be up and running in 2029. For Cougar News, I'm Austin Westfall.
Assemblyman Scott Wilk had his bill against high-speed rail shot down last week in the Assembly Transportation Committee.
If you look at the initiative, back in 2008, there was going to be a line from San Francisco to San Diego, and then from Sacramento tying into Central Valley for $33 billion. Now they're talking about $68 billion, and all it is from San Francisco to LA, which is phase one. So you're talking about a project that ultimately will be over $100 billion. And I don't believe anybody's going to ride it.
Wilk remains adamant about stopping high-speed rail from running through Santa Clarita. Are you prepared for the big one? This past Saturday, there was a devastating 7.8 earthquake in Nepal. This should act as a swift reminder that we need to be prepared for a tragedy. In 1994, the Northridge earthquake shook up Southern California, collapsing freeways, destroying houses, and leaving many people stranded without electricity for days. The most important part of an earthquake is being prepared. And with a few simple steps, you can keep yourself and your family safe in the event of a tragedy. By being prepared for the before, during, and after of an earthquake, you can save yourself, your family, and your friends. Bolt and brace water heaters and gas appliances to wall studs. If you are in bed, stay there, curl up, and hold on. Protect your head with a pillow. The disaster may continue. Expect and prepare for potential aftershocks and landslides. Well, Austin, of course, that earthquake in Nepal was just absolutely devastating.
It was completely devastating. The death toll in Nepal has now risen above 5,000 after Saturday's 7.8 magnitude earthquake. Even as international aid pours into the country, overwhelmed hospitals are lacking vital medical supplies. Nepalese government efforts to get aid to remote areas has been hampered by rugged terrain. Poor weather is also a factor as it limits the use of helicopters. 1.4 million people are currently in need of food aid. Additionally, there are still people buried in the wreckage as rescuers are struggling to reach hard-hit areas near the quake's epicenter. A divided U.S. Supreme Court engaged in an intense debate to settle the argument of gay marriage once and for all. The two main questions being, do same-sex couples have a constitutional right to marry, and must states recognize same-sex marriages from other states? Gay couples can now get married in 37 states, and 61% of Americans now support it. Supporters and opponents faced off Tuesday in the plaza in front of the Supreme Court as the justices gathered inside. All eyes are on the Justice Anthony Kennedy, who will likely be the deciding vote. We will know the Supreme Court's and Justice Kennedy's decision by June 30th. The city of Baltimore is recovering after violent protests broke out earlier this week. The civil unrest, which began on April 25th, is in reaction to the April 19th death of Freddie Gray. Gray, a 25-year-old African-American resident of the city, died in police custody after a week of being arrested. Apparently in good health at the time of his arrest, Gray later sustained injuries to his spine and larynx. 6 police officers have been suspended pending an investigation. Civil unrest began after Gray's funeral service. At least 20 police officers have been injured and at least 250 people have been arrested. Thousands of police and National Guard troops have been deployed, and a state of emergency was declared in the city of Baltimore. As of tonight, there is still anger in the community, but the violence has settled. In local news, Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff's deputies, with the help of city and county agencies, carried out a sweep of homeless camps in the Santa Clara riverbed Monday. 12 separate transient encampments were cleared in the process. The sweep followed about 8 months of efforts to rid the wash of its illegal human residents. Santa Clarita's Public Information Office states that for several months they've been making visits into the Santa Clara River. They talked with the people and let them know it's illegal to be living there and offered them services. A large percentage of the transient population in the area repeatedly refused assistance. When asked where the homeless went after the displacement, the city and sheriff simply replied, "We don't know." And that's what's trending. I'm Austin Westfall. For more stories in and around the Santa Clarita Valley, you can check us out at cougarnews.com. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you so much, Austin. This past Friday, many high school seniors in Santa Clarita Valley met at College of the Canyons to see what college had in store for them. Austin Preciado has more.
Today marks the first annual college fair here at COC. I went in to take a closer look. Once inside, students got to see what opportunities College of the Canyons had in store for them. And they got to see some of the many programs COC has, programs like theater and architecture.
Our department is the Architecture and Interior Design Department, and we offer multiple certificates and degrees. So we have certificates in architecture and an associate degree in architecture and a transfer program. And we also have certificates in interior design as well as an associate degree and a transfer program.
We have kind of two wings, right? We have classes in theory and practice, and then we put that into practice in the production. So kind of theory into practice. So we do a lot of classes in acting. We do classes in movement, voice for the actor, audition techniques, business of acting. We also have some general theater courses in intro to theater, so you learn about design, acting, directing, etc. We just want students that are interested in learning more about theater, that maybe don't know a lot about it, that want to find out what it's like to be on stage. We like students that are passionate about it, but we also like students that are just curious, that we hope to kind of bring in and get them excited about and train them and help them understand the facets of theater from acting, design, directing, the whole gamut.
It's been interesting. There's a few things around that kind of catch my eye, especially with these tables around me. There's like engineering and welding and stuff like that, and then there's computer science and just all kinds of all kind of sciences and studies you could get into that seem kind of fun, and just trying to figure it out and see what they're like.
We want our students to be as prepared. The transition from high school to college can be very scary and nervous sometimes, and so this is a way for students to feel comfortable by being on the campus, and then also just getting the information to a lot of the questions that a new first-time college student would have.
For more information on the classes or professors, feel free to go on the COC webpage. I'm Austin Preciado here, reporting for Cougar News.
The city of Newhall is undergoing some drastic changes. Andrew Gold has more on the plan to take the city into the 21st century.
Downtown Newhall. Not much has changed about this tradition-rich town. That is until February, when construction began on the center median on Newhall Avenue. Part of a citywide beautification project that will include new water-friendly foliage, they also have something special planned for Main Street, which they hope will bring in more guests to stimulate the city's economy.
Here sometimes it's like a ghost city. There's nobody coming here anymore. People prefer go to Valencia, to the nice shopping centers. To the city, they don't really promote this area. If they want to build more stuff right here, I don't know if it's going to help us now. I'm not really sure about it. And another thing is, if they have a parking only for the metro, people just come in here, probably leave at home. They don't want to come in here to shopping, I think.
The Main Street facelift will include a movie theater, 2,700 new housing units, and pedestrian-friendly walkways. Some businesses will be forced to shut down during construction, which isn't going over well in the community. But the owner of General Auto Repair is trying to stay positive.
If it's going to benefit all the people, and then it's fine. You know, let me have the chance to start it in some another place. That's all it is.
Soon, construction will move to Main Street, where the city plans on building business offices on top of existing buildings, as well as parking garages to accommodate residents and guests alike. For Cougar News, I'm Andrew Gold.
There is a new way to keep your lawn looking great, and you can even get paid to do it. Chris Pacheco has more.
A growing concern in California is the drought and how to conserve water. Water supply is at an all-time low and shows no sign of improvement. At the beginning, residents were asked to cut back on how much water they were using on their lawns. And there's a way to do so by simply going native. Burbank Water and Power offers an opportunity for residents to remove turf from their homes or businesses and replace it with a drought-tolerant landscape. Homeowners will receive $3 per square foot of turf replaced, and businesses will receive $2 per square foot of turf replaced. Still maintaining a beautiful yard with less upkeep is fairly simple. Vivid, bright, blooming flowers and a lush of green with little to no watering. In order for one to go native, they must meet the following requirements. Along with the SoCal Water Smart program terms, Burbank Water and Power program terms must also be followed. For more information on how to make your lawn drought friendly, you can visit www.burbankwaterandpower.com/incentives-for-residents/go native. This has been Chris Pacheco for Cougar News.
So set your reminders. Cougar News is having a special live broadcast on May 27th about our current drought.
COC's Associated Student Government organized and hosted a Careers in the Green discussion panel yesterday to present students with available options in the green field. Enzo Marino was there to take a closer look.
The three-speaker panel included Kathy Flynn from COC's Chemistry Department, Sarah Fleury from the Castaic Lake Water Agency, and Heather Miranda from the City of Santa Clarita's Environmental Services Division, who offered some practical advice to students.
Get an internship. Absolutely, without a doubt, an internship is critical to getting the experience that you need. Have an idea of what media you're interested in. The environment is big.
Although student turnout wasn't quite as high as ASG expected, for student Mark Dela Cruz, the message to those who did attend was clear.
In the real world, so to speak, outside of college or your circle of friends or family, people aren't so green. And that's what you learn here, is not everyone really appreciates that green culture. But that's something we're trying to change, and I think as a society, it's something we're moving towards, is a more green environment, a green culture.
Students interested in learning more about careers in the green can visit ASG headquarters in the Student Center. For Cougar News, I'm Enzo Marino.
Every month, College of the Canyons gives students the opportunity to help save lives. Laura Pickler takes us in for a closer look.
I think it's a good cause. You know, donating blood, you're here to save a life, you're here to make a difference, and that's why we're here.
Every month, students at College of the Canyons have the chance to donate blood.
As soon as I turned 18, I donated blood. I think I've done it maybe like 6 times. It's all fun. I like donating blood. I think it's a good thing to do.
People in need of blood transfusions are not the only ones who benefit from the blood drive.
I just like helping people, and it's always nice to have like little snacks, and it just feels good. They always make you feel comfortable.
In order to become a donor, students need to meet certain requirements, such as being in good health, hydrated and nourished, and at least 17 years old. Even though, according to the American Red Cross, a large part of the population meets the requirements to donate blood, only less than 10% actually do.
I didn't donate blood because I thought, this is all my blood, and I don't feel like sharing.
Nevertheless, donating blood is a small gesture that can go a long way.
One person, you could change one person's life, and that person could change another person's life. It's a ripple effect.
The next blood drive at College of the Canyons will be on May 4th from 9:30 in the morning to 4 p.m. at the Honors Grove. For Cougar News, I'm Laura Pichla.
Coming up on Cougar News, summer is known for big concerts like Coachella. Santa Clarita had its own last weekend, but with a twist.
Plus, we'll show you how to have fun and donate to charity at the same time. Stay tuned.
Are you still looking for your school? College of the Canyons is located on scenic rolling hills with competitive programs such as new media journalism, state-of-the-art sports facilities, and a culinary arts program that will be opening their brand new building with 3 state-of-the-art test kitchens. At only $46 a unit, you will discover that COC is the community college for you. Find out more at www.canyons.edu.
I'm Richard Horvitz.
I'm Tara Strong.
I'm Michael C. Morona.
And I'm Danny Tamborelli.
Hi, this is Ming Chen.
This is Mike Zapsik.
Hi, it's Louis Anderson.
I'm Weird Al.
I'm Florence Henderson.
I'm the Grinch. And you're watching.
And you're watching.
And you're watching.
And you're watching.
You're watching.
And you're watching.
And you lucky people are watching.
Cougar News.
Cougar News.
Cougar News.
Cougar News.
Cougar News.
Cougar News. You're watching Cougar News. So this is for the older ladies.
And I'm a cougar.
The next edition of Cougar News will air an interview with College of the Canyons instructor and political reporter for The Hollywood Reporter, Paul Bond, on his recent trip to South Korea, where he covered a story for The Hollywood Reporter on a balloon drop of the Sony film, The Interview into North Korea. Here's a brief look.
People that he has enlisted to help do this are defectors from North Korea. These are people who actually lived there for many, many years, gone through the concentration camps, gone through the torture, and now they want nothing more than to bring down the Kim regime and this, this awful monster of a person, Kim Jong-un. And one of the ways they're doing this is by smuggling in media that belittles Kim Jong-un and that explains to these people, you're being lied to. The propaganda you have been fed for years and years and years since the Korean War is nonsense.
A new addition to an equestrian therapeutic center in Agua Dulce is getting people excited. Cougar News reporter Judith Ratana was there to check it out.
This is 3-year-old Anthony, and he's not just taking a pony ride. And it's not just a pony ride for Natalia either. They're at Carousel Ranch, practicing their body strength, speech, and motor skills. In the past, on days where there's been extreme heat or rain, their classes would have been canceled. But now, thanks to help from the community and generous donations, Carousel Ranch has a new covered arena.
Now this may just look like a giant piece of concrete and steel, but to the children who come and ride at Carousel Ranch, this new covered area means so much more to them.
Carousel Ranch is an equestrian therapeutic center for disabled children. Serving 85 children, the center caters to all ages, all disabilities, with all individual lessons.
A lot of our kids have severe seizure disorders. They can't be out in extreme weather. They can't be out in extreme heat, which is our biggest problem here in the Santa Clarita Valley. When it's raining, they're medically fragile, and so a lot of times they can't ride when the weather is not good.
The new arena is 21 feet tall and spans a total of 15,000 square feet.
The building of it was not too long. Between when the drills came out to start digging for the footings to when the roof went up was probably, I don't know, maybe 2 months or so.
Redmond believes the arena will make a personal difference in each child's life.
The kids love coming. I mean, this is the one thing that they get to do. So while brothers and sisters are doing ballet and baseball and soccer on the weekend, this is their activity, something they can be proud of.
This is Judith Rotana for Cougar News.
The Gay Straight Alliance has been working towards getting an LGBT resource center on COC's campus. I sat down with GSA members to find out why it is so important that they have this space.
So GSA, it stands for Gay Straight Alliance, and so pretty much our mission is for an area of LGBTQ+.
The members of the GSA Plus are very progressive and involved on campus, but what they feel like they are missing is a center to call their home.
I think students do need a safe place to be, and if they do need help or they do need resources, there can be people they can turn to, and hopefully these people will be trained in order to handle certain LGBT+ factors that other faculty members wouldn't be able to even come close to being touching because they're just so uncomfortable about it.
Although GSA does not have a center, they have still been leading the forefront on having programs integrated into the college experience for those who identify as LGBT.
We've actually established a safe zone program, and the purpose of that program is to educate faculty, staff, students about LGBTQ terminology, the coming out process, and kind of how to be a safe place for any LGBTQ person that needs someone to talk to.
GSA officer Andrew stressed the importance of having a place to call home on campus.
So as a kid who was gay growing up in my area and just knowing other queer youth, it's such a struggle to grow up not knowing anything of your health, of if there's anybody even in the city who is like you.
What message does GSA's officers have for those who may not understand why it is so important for them to have a resource center?
It's really important for these kids just to know that it's normal to be who they are, that there are people out there who care about them, and that there is help.
I'm Reyna Harvey reporting for Cougar News. So Chantel, the Bruce Jenner interview had an outstanding viewership of 16.9 million. That's incredible.
Unbelievable. Let me tell you more about it. It has been 4 days since Bruce Jenner finally told the world the secret he's kept since he was a child. In the exclusive interview with Diane Sawyer, Jenner detailed his internal struggles with being transgender. He said he had struggled with since childhood. Take a listen to a quick excerpt from the interview.
I look at it this way. Bruce, always telling a lie. He's lived a lie his whole life about who he is. And I can't do that any longer.
Are you a woman?
Yes, for all intents and purposes, I am a woman.
Jenner's kids took to Twitter to show their support for him after coming out. Shakespeare celebrated his 451st birthday with the opening night of New Works Festival. Robert Spallone was there to tell us more.
With the curtain drawn, this year's New Works Festival filled the Student Center Theater for its opening night. Playwrights like Jennifer Botros, who penned The Life, Pause, and First, submit their work for the festival as a way to perfect their craft.
I wanted to learn, honestly. I take writing as a learning experience, and as I've learned from the actors as well, the way that they adapt to their different environments, that they switch characters. And I wanted to improve my writing skills. I wanted to see how I could just be a better writer.
While also functioning as a platform for writers to have their plays viewed for the first time in front of an audience, the festival gives actors just enough time to personalize and perfect the multiple characters they have to portray.
The scripts that you saw tonight, the work that was being done, the actual final pieces weren't submitted until like a week and a half ago, so we only had like a week and a half to really like actually drill the new material. It wasn't changed that much, but there's like subtle things that were added in.
I based it on a guy named Tommy Wiseau. He's a writer, director, producer, and he has an unidentifiable accent. And he's an actor too. And yeah, I was pretty much doing an impression of him, but then I took it from there and tried to make it my own.
I'm homeless. I actually need a lot more.
I thought you said you were an actor.
Yeah, I need a commercial.
The 4-day event helped shape a total of 7 plays out of the over 40 that were submitted.
A lot of the plays actually went through a lot of transformations, some added characters, some cutting characters, really working on structure. What is the basics of structure? What are the needs of the character? What is the climax of the play? What's the thrust of the play that you want? Sometimes you write a play and you hear it for the first time and you think, wow, that's not what I wanted. So then they go back and they do some rewrites and they come back and read it again and they get a chance to hear it.
While the performances here tonight may not have graced the stage of the Santa Clarita Performing Arts Center, it might just be only a matter of time. And who knows, maybe even one day they could be surrounded by the lights of Broadway. Reporting for Cougar News, I'm Robert Spallone.
Live music from Billboard musicians to one-of-a-kind art, the Summer Meltdown brought entertainment to local residents while helping raise awareness for autism. I got a first-hand experience of the celebration.
Thousands of fans came out to the Santa Clarita skate park to watch bands and artists perform and show their support for autism.
There were 12 students. They were completely being bullied in our classroom, and they felt if indeed they were to throw a concert or to do something like that, they would be included. And we had a small amount of people attend, and then after that we had bands like Fishbone, Stephen Perkins of Jane's Addiction, guys in 311, all these type of artists that connected us and said, we want to be part of your festival, we want to help out.
Artists from all over the U.S. displayed their artwork and shared their experience at Summer Meltdown.
It's a thrill. It's always a rush to be on stage, and to paint in front of an audience is always a good time, so I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
Actually, I was invited out here, but, you know, once I started reading more about the cause, the more my heart started to grow for it, and it was like, you know, this is far away from, you know, my house. I was like, you know what, we're going. You know why? Because yes, we can. You know?
Well, what I did is I used cigar boxes as a recycled way of art, you know, and they're portraits. I do portraits of celebrities on cigar boxes.
Despite the cold weather and wind, the Yes I Can program pulled together another successful Summer Meltdown, bringing bands and artists together to raise awareness for autism. For Cougar News, I'm Chantal Del Aguila.
The new Avengers movie will be Hulk smashing its way back into the box office this Friday, May 1st. When Tony Stark jumpstarts a dormant peacekeeping program, things go wrong, forcing the Avengers to reassemble. As the fate of the Earth is in a precarious situation, the team is put to the ultimate test as they battle Ultron, a technological terror determined on human extinction. The Age of Ultron has already debuted abroad, hammering in $201.2 million. Surpassing its own studio's expectations of $175 million. It will likely continue to soar this week. Legally Blonde the musical will be bending and snapping its way into the COC Performing Arts Center this Friday, May 1st. Jamie Broadway gives us a closer look.
Harvard's beloved blonde takes the stage by Pink Storm in this fun, upbeat musical about self-discovery, based on the adored movie Legally Blonde. The musical stays true to its form with a peppy score and playful book.
So this is the Broadway score and script, you know, so there are no edits or anything like that. But in terms of comparing it to the movie, it's a good question because so many people are familiar with the movie. I was not familiar with the musical. I was only familiar with the movie at the time when I first was introduced to the musical, so for this production. The musical has its own personality, and it really draws on everything that was amazing about the movie, but it has its own energy. The music in this show it kind of gives it its own personality. It's really high energy.
I'm Mel Woods, and we invite you to come see Legally Blonde the musical, running from May 1st to May 3rd and May 8th to May 10th. See you then!
This is Jamie Broadway with Cougar News.
There was a lot happening in entertainment. Make sure to catch more next week.
Thank you so much, Chantel.
Thanks.
The Getty Museum had a one-night exhibit 2 days ago. However, what made this special was that 7 COC photography students had their work on display. What was unique about these images was that students used origami shapes made out of photography paper as a pinhole camera. This caused developed images to have a distorted pinhole effect. This is the 3rd time COC students have had their work on display at the Getty Museum.
Instructors don't often get a chance to think outside the box or work with fellow teachers, but Department Chair Dr. Bernardo Feldman shares his perceptions through a musically inspired exhibition. Feldman brings out school dancers to dance along his original composition on April 14th until April 13th from 2 to 4. Feldman showcases his exhibition called In Red and Black, live at COC in the Art Gallery. This experience was not only described to be visually appealing, but interactive for the students and faculty staffs watching. We got a chance to interview some viewers about how they took in multi-sensory interactive experience.
Very unorthodox. It's not something you'd see every day, but it's still music, especially for me having a love for music.
Nice to see that there is still theater being made and people exploring these avenues of combining multimedia.
Young artists from the ages of 13 to 18 got the chance to share their ideas about peace through global diversity this last Thursday evening. And art enthusiast and reporter Aaron Lanuza got front and center to find out more.
Sister Cities International hosted their largest annual Young Authors Showcase in Santa Clarita's own City Hall last Thursday night, giving young artists the opportunity to express their vision of peace in a globally connected community through paint, photography, and written word.
The first place winners will receive $100, a certificate from the City of Santa Clarita, and the chance to compete at the national level for the grand prize of $1,000.
Matt Rubinowitz placed first in photography and is taking the next steps to spread his ideas onward.
I'm actually super excited for that. It was a big accomplishment to win this, and I hope I do well in DC.
For winners like Grace Lim, their work is going to get submitted to Washington, D.C. for another showcase. But for everyone else, including me, well, there's always next time.
I was one of the judges, and it was just absolutely fabulous the way our young people are giving thought to what is going on in the world and how we can bridge our communities across the entire world.
Finding global peace has been more than just an idea, but a practice for Sister Cities International. For your Cougar News, I'm Aaron Lanuza, and don't forget to check out cougarnews.com.
If you are looking for a place to sell your toys and buy new ones for a great price, look no further. Cougar News reporter Heather Harbin brings us in for a closer look at Santa Clarita Valley Kids' consignment sale.
Families from all over the Santa Clarita Valley came for the biannual Kids Consignment Sale held in Valencia. Over 75,000 items were donated by 500 consigners.
I have so many families that will say to me, thanks so much for doing this, because we couldn't afford things for our kids if you didn't have the sale. So I love that feeling that people are getting value.
Love it. You know, we come to the twice a year and kind of go through and let him get new toys, and they're new to him, and he enjoys it, and we enjoy it.
So whether you're looking for a toy for your 5-year-old or even a toy for yourself, the SCV Kids Consignment Sale has it all. Reporting for Cougar News, I'm Heather Harbin.
The drought may be affecting us here in California, but in other places of the world, they don't even have basic access to clean water. Humble Bundle is looking to help remedy that by partnering with Charity Water, as well as the American Red Cross and Doctors Without Borders. Humble Bundle is a website that offers a pay-what-you-want service for video games, books, and mobile apps. The hope is to donate that money to charities, but the twist is you decide how the money is used. The current bundle offers a large selection of the Might and Magic game series to help the charities heal and provide water to underdeveloped nations. They have currently raised over $40,000 and it will be ongoing for the next 12 days.
There's a new app on the market that is just like Tinder. You won't find your perfect match, but you will find the perfect job. Khalik Osborne gives us a closer look.
Jobber is a mobile app that hopes to use the Tinder model for swiping right or left to help connect people looking for work with job opportunities. While also helping recruiters to identify talent, it can filter out jobs that aren't right for an applicant and applicants that are right for a job. Here in Santa Clarita, we asked residents and employers how they feel about this new application.
It can definitely be something that changes how things work because, you know, in America, people like simplicity.
So
it's a thumb swipe. I'd want to set filters though.
Yeah.
For the people that are able to see the application.
Right.
Yes, I could see myself using this application. There's a lot more competition of it is, and I think it would just become more competitive just because people are swiping left to right, trying to get a job.
I'm Khalik with Cougar News. Back to you.
Still to come on Cougar News, high school students in the Hart District have a new reason to attend class. We'll tell you what it is after the break.
Also, we have all the latest in Santa Clarita sports. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, this is T-Boz of TLC.
This is Batman.
I'm Michael C. Morona.
And I'm Danny Tamborelli.
Hi, this is Ming Chen.
This is Mike Zapsik.
Hi, it's Louis Anderson. I'm Weird Al.
I'm Florence Henderson.
And you're watching.
And you're watching.
And you're watching. And you're watching.
And you're watching.
And you lucky people are watching
Cougar News.
Cougar News.
Cougar News.
Cougar News.
Cougar News. You're watching Cougar News.
And I'm a cougar.
Stay tuned.
Habitat for Heroes.
Really, it's a story about people.
Letting people see that they're not alone, they're not isolated. We're here to help.
And we need to work on behalf of our veterans.
Then we can really change that veteran's ability to reintegrate into the community.
Habitat for Heroes is not just rebuilding homes, but it's rebuilding lives.
And that's the message we want to get across.
Get involved. Visit habitatscv.org and find out how you can help.
Knock out cancer! And you're watching Cougar News!
For the second year in a row, the city of Santa Clarita will once again be showcased on a global scale as the sole West Coast city in the U.S. participating in the Wings for Life race. Our own Kimberly Pressler has more on this unique race and catches up with the 2014's female division winner.
On May 3rd, the world will once again run for those who can't. In 35 countries across the globe, thousands will take off at the very same time. Among them will be Newhall's own Jeannie Rutherford, who was the 2014 Wings for Life female division winner, who won right here in Santa Clarita.
Started to see the sun come up over Sand Canyon, and it was like, oh my gosh, now I really want to do this. And hearing that other people were still running, and it was inspiring.
As a Team USA dualathon member, Jeannie is used to running. But as she preps to run this year's race in Ypres, Belgium, which she chose as her global race location for winning last year, Jeannie has found a new appreciation for logging in the miles, especially after meeting Wings for Life ambassador Tamara Mena.
When I finished last year, Tamara was actually at the end of the race, and she was inspiring. Hearing her story and throughout this year has just been, I have to say, every time I go out for a run and I'm like, I'm tired, I don't want to do this, I think of her and really the fact like, no, I still can do this and I need to do this.
100% of the proceeds from all the race entries go to the Wings for Life Foundation in their support of spinal cord research. The entry fee is $50, and you can still sign up at the Westfield Valencia Town Center May 2nd from noon to 8 p.m. and May 3rd from 2:30 to 3:30 a.m., just before the race start time of 4 a.m.
The Wings for Life World Run is away and running.
As the clock ticks down on a race for global supremacy, will you be there to run for those who can't? For Cougar News, I'm Kimberly Pressler.
A spinal cord injury usually doesn't allow for any sports to be played, but one foundation hopes to triumph over those challenges. Brandon Ariarte tells us more about the Wheelchair Sports Festival.
In an evening full of fun and competition, kids, grandparents, and everyone in between came out to the 4th annual Wheelchair Sports Festival held at the Santa Clarita Sports Complex. Offering basketball, hockey, and even murder ball, there seemed to be a sport that everyone could enjoy. The festival was put together by the Triumph Foundation and their founder, Andrew Skinner, who focused on ensuring an open environment for those who've been physically impaired so they can triumph over their injuries.
I started Triumph Foundation 10 years ago after I got hurt. I wanted to help out other people with similar injuries, and so just wanted to meet people where they're at when they had sudden life-altering accidents happen to them. We help them triumph over some of the obstacles they face. And
the sports offered here aren't just for people with disabilities, they're for everyone. And the reason for that just might warm your heart.
Oftentimes people don't know anyone that's a wheelchair user or don't know how to treat someone with a disability. And so today is all about getting everybody on a level playing ground. And we want people that are injured like myself, people that are with a disability, we just want to be treated like normal people. And today it kind of tears down those barriers and puts everybody in the game, having fun, and it's all about inclusiveness.
It became clear that once they got on the court, the differences disappeared, and everyone, whether disabled or not, enjoyed a friendly game of their favorite sports.
I love it. I think it's great that they have this for people with injuries and stuff, and it just keeps us feeling normal and just feeling like we can keep doing what we love and keep playing sports.
For Cougar News, I'm Brandon Ariarte.
All right, Yvette Sanchez joins us now to talk all things sports. Yvette, what do you have for us tonight?
I have everything from college to high school. Many local groups and schools were honored at Dodger Stadium last weekend for their contributions to the city of Santa Clarita. I was there to get all the action. The Los Angeles Dodgers not only hosted the Colorado Rockies on April 18th, but they also hosted the annual SCV Dodger Day, where adults enjoyed a day at the park, and some lucky kids not only got to take the field, but they also got to take home some autographed balls. Even some got to meet their favorite player. The William S. Hart Pony Baseball and Softball Association coach Michelle Cho and President Arnie DeRozzo took the field as first pitch participants. While those in attendance for the 38th annual Santa Clarita Valley Dodger Day were supporting local nonprofit groups and their local schools, they also didn't know that they were supporting their local hometown resident.
I'll come here and show up at the ballpark, and I'll hear Santa Clarita Day. And yeah, it kind of just brings me back home, and it's good to be represented that day.
In case you were wondering, the Dodgers did defeat the Colorado Rockies. Until next year, Santa Clarita, we'll see you there. Leaving the MLB and heading over to the local high school, we now go to Viking Stadiums for the Hart-Valencia matchup. Picking it up at the top of the fifth, Hart trailing Valencia by 1. Senior Colby Kaneshiro slams it deep center field, driving in two of his teammates, making the score 3-2. And there they are celebrating their lead. Now it's senior Jack Ralston up to bat, looking to add to the lead. He connects with a hit for an RBI double, bringing in fellow senior Kaneshiro. Hart takes the lead 4-2, and the catcher is in disbelief at what he just saw. Austin Russ up to bat. Wham! It is going, and it is out of here. A 2-run home run bringing in Jake Lewis. Hart would defeat Valencia 7-2. The College of the Canyon softball team is gearing up for this weekend. The team will be playing Cerritos College this weekend for the first round Southern California regional playoffs, a team that they have already defeated in the regular season. The Cougars go into the 3-game series with a record of 16-6 in the conference. COC is looking to advance to the next round, riding a 2-game win streak. It was decades in the making, but the COC track team finally made history this past weekend. The women's team captured the Western State Conference title for the first time in school history. With 190 points, the Cougars easily outdistanced the field. 3 different COC women captured individual titles, including Michaela Fairchild in the 1500 meter, Dominique Dowell in the 10,000 meter, and Jada Seligman in the 400 hurdles. The men would round up with a pair of Cougar winning titles in the 100 meter dash, 800 and 10,000 meter events. Both teams now head to the state championships, which begin this Saturday. So what are some of the most famous dynasties in sports? Maybe it's the Spurs and their 5 NBA titles, or the Patriots with 4 Super Bowls. But COC Golf coach Gary Peterson has certainly built one here in the Santa Clarita Valley. For the 6th straight season, the COC men captured the Western State Conference title, as has been the theme all season. Canyons was able to hold off a talented runner-up from Santa Barbara City College by single-digit strokes to take the 36-hole tourney. With the win, COC has now qualified for the SoCal Championship next Monday at Olivia's Links Golf Course in Ventura. If the Cougars finish 4th or higher, then COC could play for its 6th state title. West Ranch, Valencia, and Hart were neck and neck all season long, but it was West Ranch that proved to be victorious. Beating Valencia by 8 points and Hart by 20 points, the West Ranch team awarded the Foothill League, and then the Newhall Cup, an individual award, was given to Jonathan King of Golden Valley for a score of 72.8. Well, that's it for sports, guys.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Yvette. Want to enjoy summer and help save the environment? Christy Ann Kimberlin has some tips.
With summer approaching rapidly and everyone is gearing up for the sunny beach days and warm weather, Southern Californians have numerous activities for summer fun. Theme parks, nightlife, and going to the beach, just to mention a few. These destinations have one major thing in common: how we get there. It's no secret that Southern Californians are in love with their cars. This love affair has been going on for decades. But the major concern with this mode of transportation is the amount of pollution that is manufactured. Studies have proven that there is a direct link between sunlight, heat, and air pollution, which causes ozone smog. There's a few simple tips that everyone can do to improve air quality this summer. While stuck in traffic, the greatest waste is idling your car engine. Idling 10 seconds or more uses more fuel than shutting it off and restarting your engine. By turning your engine off, you'll make the air healthier, cut down on hazardous pollutants, and keep money in your wallet. Another simple way to enjoy your summer outings is to take public transportation to your favorite destination. If you would like more information on public transportation, please visit www.metrolink.org. And this is Christy Ann Kimberlin for Cougar News.
Do you remember your first car? I know I do. Most high school students are happy to drive any car, but yesterday, 2 lucky teens had the surprise of a lifetime when Nissan of Valencia raffled off 2 brand new cars. Enzo Marino was there to capture the exciting moment.
Students from 11 different high schools within the Hart District lined up outside of COC's Cougar Stadium with the hopes of winning thousands of dollars worth of prizes, including the ultimate prize, a brand new car.
Number one, I think it's great that so many kids qualify. 6,000 11th and 12th graders qualified to be able to be here tonight. What it also says is it's a great thing for Dan Sturkle and Nissan of Valencia, because he is wanting to give back to these kids. And total prizes tonight, I mean, we're talking about over $25,000. Cars, different prizes from so many different terrific business partners that we have within the district.
In order to be eligible for the raffle, students were required to have a 97% attendance rate and a grade point average of 2.0 or higher.
This is good to do it. You know, we feel good about doing it. You know, we think it's great for the community, and it's, you know, just something that really, why do you do it? Well, 97% of the time we want these kids in school. That's what it's about. It's about keeping kids in school. That's why we do it.
Car keys were passed out to the lucky students, whose only way of knowing whether they had won was if their key started the engine.
Yes.
What's going through your head right now?
That I wouldn't have won a new car. That I possibly shouldn't have won a new car given the odds.
Yesterday's crowd at Cougar Stadium was the largest ever on hand for the annual event. For Cougar News, I'm Enzo Marino.
That does it for this edition of Cougar News. I'm Nick VaVerka. Remember, you can catch us on the web at cougarnews.com.
And I'm Reyna Harvey. You can also send us news, tips, and story ideas to our Twitter handle at @COC_Cougar News. Have a good night, everybody.